Hello everyone, this is Shadow Dragon continuing coverage of episode 44, Sins of Black Adam. Actually, this video has two purposes. I'm primarily testing the OBS platform and a couple of overlays with my video. So if this works out correctly, to the bottom left, you're going to see a control pad that reflects the inputs I'm actually pressing in-game, and I want to test that it's working correctly and that the timing is okay and it doesn't take away from performance, because ultimately I want all of the test videos at least to display that, so that when I'm on the test server, the devs can see which buttons I'm pushing, and if I'm struggling to get some kind of interaction, you're going to see like more button presses than normally there should be. And that is to test things like user interface whenever they make an update or some kind of a update to the system. And it's important to see what control pad functions get used and what people are used to. If I click through things, you'll see like errors as well, like things I think that work or are supposed to work. And so that's the goal of that. And there's also an overlay with text. But I will be doing the open world on, like, this is how I farm the open world on my lower alts. So naturally I'm not going to do everything. I do hit the weeklies at some point in the week, so that's these two guys here. If you notice, I did not pick up Shazam because he gives that demon mission that does not currently work efficiently. All these are kill counters, but these two, like, they kind of spawn enough points for the live traffic. This one does not. So as I run my alts, I find that I can run more alts if I only pick up those two. So ultimately, when I factor in time, it's better to run more alts through the two than few alts through the three. But again, this is not something I really picked up on test. Like if you watch my test server videos, I did mention that they felt a little bit inefficient, but it's hard to tell without the live traffic, because on test server, usually I'm the only one there at the time I'm recording. So you don't get too much despawning or interference. So some of these, the credit does not get shared. It goes to the person who does more damage. And particularly for that Shazam mission or the demons, there just aren't enough. And in that section, almost everything is 1 point, and there are a few of the 2 point interactions. This area here with the Tomb Raiders is the most efficient. Like, this plays out like most recent open worlds, like Dark Knights or Legion of Doom. It's about that speed, because each of the ads is 1 point, and then you have the interactions that are 2. But there are nodes that have like 2 ads or 3 ads and 2 interactions even. So you do get those high point nodes, and they are pretty common. Each of the zones does have a 2-pointer in there, but again, some of them are more common than others. So despite this being the first zone for everybody, because you're coming out of the north and this is the first one you hit, so this should be the most densely populated when you enter the area. But because the interactions are fast and the point system kind of works out, you do get the traffic flowing in and out very quickly. I'll just fly over the demon mission just to give you an idea. It's like there's a node and there's already somebody there, and then here's another guy who came in late. So people end up lingering here because you're not getting the flow of traffic through, because all of these guys are just 1 point. Like, even if they reduced that counter to half, it would still be slower than the other two combined. Like, that's how bad it is. So yeah, I just totally skip over that, and I head over to the west side for the mummies. There are times where this one actually does not work out either, because the 2-point plays, they don't spawn as much as that first zone. So here I already hit 2 nodes and they're all 1-pointers. But I guess given the multi-level of this area and the amount of mummies that are littered throughout, it is more than the demons. So without the 2-point interactions, this goes by a little bit faster. But it's still slower than the Tomb Raider area. So something I should test, given that controller overlay, since I'm on an Ice Tune, there has been like an ongoing issue with block canceling of Avalanche. So you could see if I'm fumbling a control when you look at the control pad overlay. So here's Avalanche, and I'm able to block cancel that one. But if I do that a lot, like there are times where it just randomly doesn't seem to work. So that time it worked also. But this is where the overlay does help. See, like this time, the controller should pick up that I tried to block cancel and it did not work. It could be because I arbitrarily moved forward or pressed something else in between. So that's another one of the advantages of having that overlay. Obviously, if you're reviewing that, if you're a dev and you're reviewing that, you'll want to take the YouTube video and play that portion in slow motion, which you could do that in the settings on the bottom right. Another thing to check for is whenever you're at an interaction point, like how often does a user press interact for that to finally follow through. Because there are certainly nodes where interact works like right away. Like you just land by it, you hit interact and it works. And other times where a user keeps pressing it and readjusting position and it doesn't work well. So yeah, that's another thing you can pick up using that overlay. So okay, so I think I'll cut this off here. I just wanted to test OBS, which I don't use that often, but if it's got that overlay, this might have to become my primary. And the other minor thing I'm testing is that the microphone is picking up the same volume as my previous, my other recording software, which is called PlayClaw. Just want to make sure there's consistency across the channel. Alright, that's it from here. Stay tuned for more, both episode 44 and the controller overlay testing. Thanks for watching.